It's sad.
What would you rather FIPAC does for you as a filmmaker?
Clearly, it is stated in the Constitution of FIPAC to serve the interest of filmmakers, film producers. Collective interest. It's not individual interest. Collective interest. But unfortunately, we have FIPAC leadership. We have an association where the leadership or the president of FIPAC, for an example, will come out and say that he agrees with the presidency for the closure of the cinemas. Like what I say, and I just say. Meanwhile, filmmakers are crying. We are begging, pleading with the government. We are pleading with the powers that be to open the cinemas. We are giving them reasons why the cinemas ought to be open.
What are your reasons?
Oh, baby. You see, in the cinema, it is one of the safest places to actually ensure COVID protocol. And the reason is very simple. In the cinema, you go in there, you sit down. The things you can do, watching TV, watching the screen, you clap, you laugh, you cry, you are out. Asa. There are several organizations, entities that are operating in this country that do more movement, more activities in enclosed, air-conditioned, tightly air-conditioned spaces than the cinemas. But they are operating. There are churches as big as the National Theatre in this country. Mm-hmm. Recently, I was seeing a video, I don't know whether it was Perez or some video. They were clapping, dancing, moving about. And I looked at the size of the auditorium, and it looks even bigger than the National Theatre, and it was packed. But the president says they are supposed to adhere to COVID protocol, that size, and they are able to. Were they all wearing nose mask? I mean, how will a trumpeter wear a nose mask to play the trumpet? I mean, but these people are operating Parliament House. I don't think they open windows in the Parliament House. It's an air-conditioned space. Over 300 people, aside the parliamentarians, there are journalists there, interns, back office staff, several other people working in there. Mm-hmm. But they are fully functional. To the extent that now we can even, presidency says school children, 5-year-old, 9-year-old, can go to school in hopes that they would adhere to COVID protocol. But grown-ups cannot go into a cinema and adhere to
What do you think is the reason the cinemas remain closed?
I say always that, the president said that. I feel that there's some other reason other than COVID why the cinemas are closed. Because it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. I feel, because the president said based on scientific data available, it would be good if we are made aware of what data is. How would that data defend the fact that you cannot sit and watch a film in that cinema, but you can launch a campaign, a political campaign in the same space, in the same cinema?
A political campaign was launched in the cinema?
The Creative Art for Change campaign was launched in a cinema hall. But you launch a campaign in the cinema hall, but that same cinema hall, we cannot sit down and watch a film. It doesn't add up, does it?
So how is it that we are not able to have the cinemas open?
Exactly.
No, it's a rather curious case. Is it that you don't have? Are you advocating for it?
Like I
see
am doing.
You and Peter Sedofia.
Yes.
But do you have all of you as a collective, all the filmmakers asking for this?
That is why I mentioned that the purpose and the core mandate of the Film Producers Association of Ghana is to serve the collective interest of their membership. So if what we are saying is, it is not as easy, and the funny thing is, the ban is not even just on the space. And usually when we say cinema, people are thinking Silverbed. Silverbed is not the only cinema in this country. When we say cinema, we are not here to do PR for any individual company or brand. We have been banned from public exhibition of our films. It's not just the cinema space. Not long ago, my colleague Kwabirana did a film. He released it in a hotel conference room. He was stopped. Police, military people moved there.
Really?
Yes, really. To stop him from exhibiting the film. That was not a cinema hall. He was improvising. He was stopped. In that same hall where his film was going to be screened, Wedding ceremonies happen there. Church activities happen there.
So what's really going
Conferences
on here?
happen there. So it tells you that the problem is not space.
What's the problem?
You and I do not know. That is what we are saying, that the
And
government...
you haven't been able to find out
From
it's
who?
been about a year and 4 months.
From whom? And from
The
who
leadership
and
of
from
Fight
who?
Back and so on.
But the president of FIPAC says he's in tune with the decision for the continued closure of the cinemas.
Have you considered outdoor cinemas?
You are not getting away. The public exhibition of film is what remains banned. And you see, outdoor cinema that you speak of is the idea of cinema goes beyond just the screening. Sound, lighting, it all adds up to the picture you see. And so when people say considering outdoor cinema, one, we must have facilities that will ensure that people outside the peripheral of the screening or the perimeters of the screening cannot have access or cannot be able to see the film without paying for it. And that's key. Do you get what I mean? And so, but from what we see, it is not just about space, but the public exhibition of film is what is banned. Otherwise, Kwabirana went to a venue where weddings happen. He went to a venue where church activities happen, but he was stopped. Churches are doing events. People are doing weddings. They dance, they move about. There's interpersonal contact and all that. What do we see? And it's all over. It's not. These are not things that are even done, on the blind side, like in hiding. It's open. We see it. I'm sure the Minister of Health is aware. I'm sure the president sees it. So a president's wife goes to church. President the uncle, but head and a sorry.
President Uncle.
Uncle, why busy? Or dream man, when I did you do light or some sorry.